everyone. For those of you who have never met me before, my name is Sue Firth and I am a psychologist, and the way I work with people, both through my coaching, through the Executive Edge, which is the podcast, and through my speaking, is principally to give people an edge. Now that's for the skills that we need in life and also in business. And I came across something that was really pretty significant and useful just recently. Now, I'm working with a client who can't help but process extremely fast, is an intelligent guy and runs a really successful business. But when it comes to managing his team, I sensed that he was finding he got impatient very quickly. So I set him a bit of a task, and that was to find 3 people who knew him well, and I wanted him to ask them for a score out of 10 for how patient he was, and also if they found that he was patient or impatient, I wanted them to tell him what behaviours really helped them work that out. Now, what we found was that the combined score was about 4.5, and he was fair and stated genuinely that he thought the mistakes that he was making was principally because he was getting triggered by something. So he was getting impatient, and this showed in his posture because he was switching off, in his eye contact, which he would drop, and also in the number of interruptions that he made, because if you can interrupt somebody halfway through a sentence, you save yourself from listening to the rest, don't you? Now, the problem with that is inevitable. The person who he's therefore speaking to starts to feel under intense pressure, so they either speed up, they babble, or worse, they actually just withdraw and stop because they just feel pushed, uncomfortable, or not listened to. And of course, that's terribly important over time. Now, that person then feels that they don't actually want to be bothered to engage with their boss. So in the case of this individual, I coached him into saying, okay, let's find 3 specific behaviours I want you to alter. Number 1, which happened to come out on top, was I want you to wait until an individual has finished speaking. Number 2, I want you to breathe it out. And as you just breathe, keep looking at them, keep paying attention to the best of your ability, and keep waiting. And the third thing, for obvious reasons, was maintain eye contact. And if you do feel triggered because they're slow, they don't seem to get it, you thought that they were further forward than this, then please be aware that the upshot of that is that you come in and press 2 different buttons or levers. You come back in and increase your grip, which means you start to pepper them with masses of questions, and you want more control, neither of which are going to help that individual thrive. So in mastering these 3 behaviours over the course of approximately a month in the gap, I then asked him to retest and speak to the same 3 people to score himself. Now, this is anecdotal, and what he got told is that he'd gone up to 7, which I think is a really significant improvement. And the biggest thing I spotted was his patience had gone up simply because he sent me the message he could wait till I finished talking. That way, to be frank, he also stopped making assumptions about what on earth I was going to say, let alone anyone else who was a member of his team. So if you know that you do this, please be aware. You might be a fast processor, you might be receiving a lot of data in your mind, and you might be doing nothing more than carving through all of that in order to make sense of it and get to the focused point, which in itself is not a bad thing. But when you're speaking to somebody else, please be aware of the impression you give. And that way, they thrive too. I hope that's been useful. Give it a go. Take care for now.